Good morning, everybody, and happy 811 day. It is August 11th, and I appreciate all of you joining us today. My name is MG Govia. I'm the Education and Outreach Liaison here at Okie 811, and I wanted to go over kind of the history of 811. Where did it start? What makes this number unique, and what are we celebrating today or promoting today? So let's start with go to webinar. If you haven't used this interface before, there's an orange arrow on the top left corner that opens and collapses the interface. You can ask me any questions you may have by just submitting it to me. I am running solo on this presentation, so I'll look at all those questions towards the end. So today we have a lot going on. If you haven't already, there's two other presentations today, one at 11 o'clock and then one at 1 p.m. Both of them are really interesting. The one at 11 o'clock is going to be over worrying about things that only you have control over. It's a professional development, help you out with some decision making and workplace um, attitude, and it's a really good one as well. And then this afternoon at 1 p.m., there's going to be a presentation over multi-generational workplaces and the communication and benefits of having that. So be sure to check those out. One thing that we wanted to do today is provide training that isn't necessarily just about digging. You get that from us year round, and we wanted to kind of use our partners to give some new information to you. So if you haven't registered for those, please do. You can go right back to our website where you register for this one and get set up for that. So 811 is the national call before you dig number for professional excavators and homeowners. So no matter what state you're in, you could be down in Texas, you could be up in New York, you can be in Washington State, anywhere in the United States. If you dial 811, you'll be connected to that state's one call center that's processing those locate requests. And it started by the Federal Communications Commission. So the Common Ground Alliance, which is an organization of industry stakeholders who are all have the same mission of preventing damage and safe excavation training, they went to ask for 811 to be implemented. So the Federal Communications Commission put that number into place. The state one call centers all provided their 1-800 number for that number to be forwarded to when 811 is dialed. And that started in March of 2005 is when this happened. So there were 71 regional services that processed this. So there was 71 Okie 811s, if you will, over the United States. And then when they do that, everybody had 1 or 800 numbers before then. And just to make it a lot easier, 811 was implemented, and it's just makes it a lot easier for anybody who wants to plan to excavate to just call that one number of 811 instead. So how does it work? Real big overview. Someone's going to call 811. If you're on a cell phone and by a state line, it's going to hit that cell phone tower and it will be directed to the nearest one call center. Sometimes here at Okie, we may get a phone call from someone down at the state line of Texas, and we have to help them out, and get them over to Texas's 811. But for the most part, you always get connected to the state that you are in, and then with the representative is going to collect that information about that locate request and put that information out to the appropriate utility companies that are in that area. So a little bit of information about Okie 811. So we've been around since 1979. There was a group of 37 companies that came together, and they wanted one phone number to be used to contact all 37 companies, and so they formed Oklahoma One Call System. We just recently rebranded to Okie 811 about 6 years ago. Before then, we were Call Okie, and so we've always been Oklahoma One Call System, but as far as what the doing business name was called Okie for a long while, and then it turned into Okie 811. The company came together and organized in 1979. It is a nonprofit, which means we operate from our membership fees. We're not a charitable organization. We're not going to be asking for money at the end of this presentation. We survive off of the membership fees every time a locate request is processed. Utility companies provide funds for that service. It's a lot easier or more cost effective to pay for the prevention of damage than to have the repairs and costs of damages after the fact. In April of 1981, the governor signed into law the act known as the Oklahoma Underground Facilities Damage Prevention Act. I sometimes reference that as the OUFDPA. And then that's when the law went into effect as of January 1st of 1982. And the basis of that law is two parts. One, that the owners and operators of the underground facilities need to let us know where their assets are and what personnel to notify when digging is going to take place near those assets. And for it to work, excavators need to contact us before doing any digging. And so if you don't know much about us, we are the only one-call system for Oklahoma. We are not a government agency. Like I said earlier, we're a nonprofit that is established through the Oklahoma Underground Damage Prevention Act. However, we're not a government agency. All of our employees are here, are not, that sentence sounded weird. We are not here 24 hours a day, but our company is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that you can process locate requests. We take those requests by either calling 811. We still have the 1-800 number available for you, or a majority of our locate requests are submitted through our website. You can go to ok811.org. Over 70% of all locate requests are actually processed that way. This is a free service. It's going to be free no matter what state you're in. So if you are a traveling excavator who does work in multiple states, always call 811 and research the local laws for each state that you're in, just for the subtle differences. Our commitment, OK811, we do all we can to provide valuable tools and resources in preventing those damages to underground facilities. So our commitment and dedication of our member companies for their public awareness, our opportunity to provide the damage prevention message and to contact us before doing any digging is paramount. Our board of directors, our operating committee, our safety partners, our Common Ground Alliance partners, and of course our staff are focused on that safety, on damage prevention, and quality of service. And so by doing that, we've grown tremendously. We have now over 1,300 member companies that all receive locate requests. A couple of tidbits on that. Last year, we had just shy of 1 million locate requests processed through our one call center. This year, we're on pace to crush over 1 million locate requests. If an average of 6 member companies are notified with every locate request that goes out, that means over 6 million notifications are going out to be processed. That is a lot of work. This isn't just our call center, just our one call center, but also all those locators, all the excavators who understand the importance of calling before they dig, and then all the locators and member companies that understand their responsibility to keep those lines protected as well as keep those excavators safe. So it's a huge process, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to be a part of it, and I appreciate all of them that are involved. So when I looked at this topic and I was going to discuss the history of A11, I was really hoping a lot more information was out there, but honestly, the evolution of one calls has gone online almost as fast as the A11 number came about. Like I mentioned earlier, over 70% of locate requests are put in through our website. A11 was established in 2005. So it been around for 16 years, and now it's not promoted as much as it could be. So now we use the phrase contact OK811. So although this holiday is important, although that number is important to show how easy it is to make that phone call, always remember that there's multiple ways to contact us, and we're going to do everything we can to get those lines located so that you can do some safe excavation. So let's talk about that safe excavation. There's always 5 steps in the process. And it starts by contacting us. You'll always want to dial 811 or go online. Contact us and let us know that digging is going to take place. The way the law reads is that you're to give no less than 48 hours notice, not counting the date of notification, weekends, or holidays. After you've contacted us, either by phone call or going online, you'll need to wait the required time. And that's going to be that 48 hours, excluding the weekends or holidays, or whatever time you've given us, no more than 10 business days from the phone call. So that work to begin date and time is going to be on the ticket for you. So you'll want to wait that time period out because the ticket is not valid until that work to begin date and time. That's the full amount of time that the member companies have to come out and locate those lines. Next, you're going to confirm response of all utility operators. You're going to look over your positive response on our through the portal, or you're going to check your email, your phone calls. Make sure that you either have all clear or paint or flags on the ground to show where those underground facilities are so that you can dig safely around them. If someone has not responded to the locate request, give us a call. Let us know. We can put in what's called a second notice. That second notice is a courtesy notification. It does not reset the 48-hour window. It's just an opportunity for them to respond quickly, whether you're on site or you're going to begin digging in a few hours and the next day. Let us know. We'll let that operator know with that courtesy notification to get out there to get that area marked for you. If you see any evidence of utilities once you're out on site, hopefully you did some pre-planning, but if you get out to the site and you see pedestals or power lines or anything like that that may look like there's a utility that wasn't notified through the locate process, give us a call. Let us know so we can see if we show any service area mapping updates that would be in that area, or if we need to contact somebody to make sure that the mapping is up to date with us. So if you see anything like that, let us know so that we can give them an opportunity to protect their underground facilities. When you are ready to begin, you'll want to respect those markings. This is step number 4. That tolerance zone is going to be 24 inches either side of the markings, and then you're going to protect that buried utility during the excavation. So once you've exposed and protected that underground facility, you'll want to make sure that you don't bring any heavy equipment in, that you're trenching safely around it. I always say that you're looking for the 3Ds when you're respecting the mark, and that is depth, distance, and direction of those underground facilities so that you can dig safely around them. And then dig safely is the big point on this. You could do all the other steps, but if you're bringing in heavy equipment, if you're not respecting the tolerance zone, if you're digging without due diligence and safety minded, things can go wrong. And we want to stress that as important it is to make sure that damages do not occur, because we want everybody to have those utilities. We want the communities to have electricity and telecommunications and water and oil and gas. We want to stress the importance of that excavator safety. The excavator is the reason that we do this. We want to make sure that they get back home that evening and that they can come back to work the next day, right? So please understand the importance of digging safely to complete the process. I got a interesting question sent out to me about faxes. Faxes stop. So faxes was a ticket system that we used as well. We used to send out faxes in addition to emails or phone calls. Faxes stopped. Let's see. I was in year 3, so about 5 years ago. So in 2015, 16, somewhere around that time frame, was when faxes was a technology that we finally phased out. It wasn't cost effective. Emails are far more easier to process those locate requests. So that's the fun question down memory lane. But yeah, faxes are a thing of the past. I actually had a conversation the other day with one of our longtime employees who's been here for 35 years. and she was telling me about how our old system worked. We used to be able to, we didn't have the ability to draw what's called a dig site polygon. It wasn't a square or a circle to like everything within this area. It was just a delta mark. It's just a triangle that went down, and then anybody within 9 quarter sections of that delta would receive that locate request. So companies were notified for things that were more than a mile away at the time because of just the limitations on mapping. We just knew they were in that county within these 9 quarter sections. Digging was going to take place in someone's backyard, and you got notified. Today, our mapping is so much more advanced. We have the ability to um, mark a 50-foot spot that way, or excuse me, a 300-foot spot or path, so that those companies can be notified just within 300 feet of where the digging is going to take place. So it's incredible the technology advances that have happened over the years. So anyway, I apologize, took off on that. If you have any other questions, feel free to throw them my way. Excuse me. So I do kind of want to stress that today is A11 day. We have a lot of events, like I said earlier, coming up. We have the other presentations coming up at 11 and 1 o'clock. Go register for those. I want to talk a little bit about how to keep in contact with us. If you haven't already, we have a podcast called Digging Deep. You can find our podcast on Spotify or anywhere else that you listen to podcasts, or you can go to our website and you'll be able to find it there as well. We also have a YouTube channel that we record our podcasts with video. We have all of our webinars that we export from this system over to YouTube so that you can easily find them and watch that as well. And then we also have a blog on our website, ok811.org, where we put a lot of informative information on there for you, and to be able to set up any training request or anything else that you may want to have. Speaking of training, I do want you to look at getting A11 certified. It's totally free. The objective of getting A11 certified is to improve excavator safety through this training. The training is going to cover planning and administration of excavation projects, that site preparation and actions for safe excavation, trenching dangers, pipeline safety measures, and damages and consequences. To do that, you just go to ok811.training to sign up. It takes about an hour, hour and a half if you can just go straight through it. I do recommend going straight through it, but if you do need to step away, you can do so. It'll save your spot and you can bookmark it and come right back to the training. The reason I recommend try to knock it out all at once is because the final test is comprehensive of all 3 chapters. If you're not getting to that comprehensive test for 3 months after you started, chapter 1 may be hard to remember, right? So try to knock it out as quickly as possible, but if you do need to step away and come back, you can do so with that training. This is a good month to knock it out. With it being August, it's easy to remember. Just ok811.training on that website to go and have that training done. And again, it is totally free. One more thing for you. I want to say thanks. Our company, our education outreach efforts, our ability to get in front of as many people as possible with the safety message happens with your participation. There's plenty of attendees currently at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning joining us today. I know that you're out there when we do our presentations at the fair, at regional safety days, at our expo, and also the engagement that we get through our webinars, YouTube, podcast. And so all those things are really important, and I appreciate all that you're doing to be an ambassador and to promote safe digging and damage prevention in Oklahoma. So with that, if you think of any suggestions or have any other questions for me, reach out to me. My email is really easy. It's just the word education at ok811.org. And if you have any topics that maybe there's somebody within your organization that has a new take on safety industry or want to elaborate on that conversation, reach out to me. I'm always looking for podcast guests. I'm always looking for people to submit an article for our blog, things of that nature. We love the partnerships that we have with those like-minded in our industry. So I knew that this first presentation was going to be pretty quick. Like I said, 16 years isn't a lot of history when it comes to the number of 811, but our company and our efforts are there, and we look forward to working with you throughout Oklahoma to provide that safety training, damage prevention, and safe excavation. So if you can, go register for those future webinars today, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and enjoy 811 day. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.